There is a secret hidden in plain sight, one that few ever realize, and even fewer master. Wallace D. Wattles, in The Science of Being Great, does not promise empty motivation. Instead, he unveils a fundamental truth. Greatness begins in the mind. Everything you experience, your success, your failures, your struggles, is rooted in thought. You are not merely a passive observer of life, you are its architect. If you grasp this, if you internalize it, then the path to greatness is no longer elusive. It is inevitable. Wattles begins his book with a simple yet profound premise. Man is a creative power, not just a receiver of fate, not just a product of circumstance, but a force of creation itself. He insists that the world outside is a reflection of the world within. Change the way you think and you change your life. This is not philosophy for the sake of theory. This is the very mechanism that determines who will rise and who will remain stuck. To understand this principle, consider your thoughts as seeds. Each idea planted in the mind takes root, grows, and bears fruit in reality. Doubt plants the seed of hesitation. Fear plants the seed of inaction. But confidence, vision, certainty, these plant the seeds of greatness. Science backs this up. Studies in neuroplasticity confirm that repeated thoughts carve neural pathways in the brain, reinforcing behaviors and expectations. In simpler terms, what you consistently think, you become. Wattles emphasizes that the first step toward greatness is an unshakable belief in your own ability to become great. Not someday, not after life changes, but now. This belief must be absolute. It cannot waver. The world does not make room for hesitation. It rewards conviction. If thought is the foundation of greatness, then why do so many remain average? Why do people filled with potential live lives of quiet mediocrity? Wattles identifies the enemy, passive thinking. Most people react to life rather than shape it. They drift, allowing external circumstances to dictate their reality. Instead of commanding their thoughts, they allow their thoughts to be dictated by their past, their environment, their failures. But here lies the key. Greatness is not about avoiding struggle, it is about mastering your thoughts despite it. When life presents difficulty, when setbacks occur, the mind must remain locked on the vision of greatness. The weak allow obstacles to define them. The great see obstacles as raw material for transformation. This is why Wattles warns against absorbing the mindsets of the masses. The average person believes success is a matter of luck, of opportunity, of external conditions aligning just right. But the truth is the opposite. Greatness is a decision made internally, long before it is seen externally. You have experienced this law before, though you may not have recognized it. Have you ever noticed how people who expect failure tend to find it? How those who believe in scarcity always seem to struggle no matter how much they earn? Conversely, those who walk through life with a quiet certainty, an inner knowing of their worth, seem to attract opportunities effortlessly. This is not coincidence. This is not superstition. This is the mind shaping reality through perception, decision, and action. Psychologists call it the confirmation bias, the tendency of the brain to seek out evidence that aligns with our dominant beliefs. If you believe you're meant for greatness, your mind will filter the world through that lens, noticing paths, possibilities, and connections that others ignore. If you believe you are stuck, your mind will find reasons to keep you there. So the question is, what are you allowing your mind to focus on? Wattles gives us a crucial insight. Greatness is not achieved through force, but through alignment. You do not need to chase success, you need to become the kind of person who naturally attracts it. This means programming the mind to think in a way that aligns with greatness. This requires intentional thinking, consciously choosing thoughts that align with power, confidence, and vision. Mental discipline, refusing to dwell on doubts, fears, or limiting beliefs. Repetition, feeding the mind daily with affirmations, books, and influences that reinforce greatness. This is not wishful thinking. This is the science of conditioning the mind to expect success. When success becomes the default expectation, actions follow suit, and when actions change, results change. Greatness is not a secret. It is not locked away for the privileged few. It is available to anyone willing to discipline their thoughts and command their mind. The first step? Decide. Not tomorrow, not when conditions improve. Right now. Decide that you are meant for greatness. Decide that your thoughts will serve you, not sabotage you. Decide that from this moment forward, your mind will be your greatest ally, not your greatest enemy. Because once the mind is mastered, everything else follows, and this is only the beginning. Somewhere deep in the mountains, there is a house. It has stood there for generations, built by hands long forgotten. The stones are heavy, the wood aged and weathered by time. Inside, the air is thick with whispers, voices of the past echoing through the walls, telling stories of those who lived here before. Some who entered this house believed they were trapped by its walls, bound to its foundations, unable to leave the fate set before them. Others, they saw the house for what it truly was. Not a cage, but a starting point. This is the truth hidden with Chapter 2 of The Science of Being Great. That who you were born as does not define who you will become. And yet, most people never escape the illusion that it does. Look at the world around you. How many people believe they are limited by the circumstances of their birth? They say, I wasn't born into wealth. I wasn't given opportunities. I come from a family that never amounted to much. And so, they let these beliefs define them. They let the past dictate the future. But what if I told you that the past is nothing but a shadow? That it only has power if you give it power? That the house you were born into does not have to be the house you stay in? Wattles makes one thing clear: you are not bound by heredity. Yes, you were born into a specific set of circumstances. Yes, you inherited certain traits, certain conditions, certain ideas passed down from those before you. But these things do not own you. They are not chains. They are simply materials. The question is, what will you build with them? Some take their inheritance and use it as an excuse. This is who I am, they say. This is what I was given, and so this is all I can ever be. But others, those who become great, they take those same materials and forge something new. A new life, a new identity, a new future. Here is where most people fail to see clearly. They believe that opportunity is something that exists outside of them, a door that only opens for the lucky few. But Wattles tells us the truth. Opportunity is not something you wait for. It is something you create. It does not matter where you were born. It does not matter what name you were given. It does not matter what advantages others had that you did not. Because the only thing that matters is your ability to see beyond the illusion of limitation. Some of the greatest minds, the most powerful leaders, the most influential creators, they were born into nothing. Yet, they refused to let that define them. They understood that circumstance is not destiny. It is merely the starting point. So now, ask yourself, when you look at your life, do you see walls? Or do you see raw materials waiting for you to shape them into something greater? Because the truth is, no one is born with limits. Limits are taught, limits are accepted, limits are chosen, but they also can be rejected. And the moment you decide that your past will not dictate your future, you will feel it. The walls begin to crack. The ceiling begins to rise. The doors that once seemed locked swing wide open because they were never locked to begin with. And so, we return to the house. Some will spend their entire lives inside its walls, believing they are trapped. But others, those who see the truth, they will take a step forward. They will push open the door. They will walk out into the open air, into a world they have claimed for themselves. And in that moment, as they stand on the threshold between the past and the future, between limitation and possibility, a single question echoes through their mind. Who am I? Who are you? Not just by name, title, or what you do, but who are you at the core? This is the question that separates those who achieve greatness from those who remain lost in uncertainty. Wattles teaches that personal identity is the key to transformation. If you see yourself as small, limited, or undeserving, no matter how much effort you put in, you will sabotage yourself at every turn. However, if you identify as powerful, capable, and worthy, your actions will follow that belief effortlessly. Your self-image is like a thermostat. It controls how high or low your life rises. If you see yourself as average, your subconscious will work to keep you at that level, rejecting any success beyond that range. This is why many people rise temporarily, only to fall back to their previous state. They never changed how they see themselves. Psychologists call this the self-concept theory, the idea that we act in ways that align with our core self-image. If deep down you see yourself as someone who struggles, you will unconsciously find ways to create struggle. But if you reshape your identity to that of someone who thrives, your behaviors, decisions, and opportunities will shift accordingly. Wattles makes it clear: your identity must be upgraded before your life can be upgraded. This requires a conscious shift in how you define yourself. Here's how. 1. Choose new labels. Instead of thinking, I'm someone who struggles with discipline, shift to, I am a highly disciplined person. 2. Act as if. Every action should reflect the person you are becoming. If you identify as a leader, carry yourself as one, even if no one sees it yet. 3. Reinforce with repetition. Identity is built through repetition. Affirm your new self-image daily until it becomes automatic. One of the greatest challenges in transforming identity is letting go of the past. Many people define themselves by past failures, mistakes, or external labels given by others. Wattles warns that greatness cannot flourish in a mind shackled to old narratives. You are not your past. You are who you choose to become. Who you are today is not who you must be tomorrow. Identity is fluid. It is created by choice, action, and belief. So ask yourself, who am I becoming? Because the way you answer that question determines the life you will live. The secret to greatness is not just in thought, nor just in action. It is in their perfect harmony. Wattles warns that many fail because they either overthink without action or act without clear vision. True power lies in uniting the two. Your thoughts are the blueprints, but action is the builder. Without action, the grandest vision remains unrealized. Without clear thought, action becomes directionless. The most successful individuals understand that their mind directs their movements, and their movements reinforce their mind's expectations. This means aligning what you think, what you say, and what you do in absolute congruence. When your entire being moves toward a singular vision, the world moves with you. Many people live in a constant state of disconnection, dreaming of one reality while acting in a way that contradicts it. They want wealth, but live with a poverty mindset. They desire confidence, but continue to doubt their abilities. The great ones, however, understand that every thought must be followed by a deliberate, purposeful action that reinforces it. Wattles suggests practicing daily alignment exercises to ensure that actions consistently reflect internal vision. This involves setting specific intentions and ensuring that every small decision leads toward a greater purpose. Success is not built in grand gestures, but in small, consistent actions that reinforce mental clarity. Modern neuroscience reveals that our brain forms habits based on repeated behaviors. This is known as neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself based on patterns of thought and action. The more you align thought with movement, the stronger the neural pathways become, making success feel natural instead of forced. Studies show that when people visualize a goal, and then take even a small physical step toward it, their chances of achieving it increase significantly. The act of writing down goals, taking immediate steps, and reinforcing beliefs through repeated action programs the brain for achievement. Define your vision clearly. Be specific about what you want to achieve. Instead of saying, "I want success," say, "I want to become a confident and highly influential leader in my field." Identify the next small action. No matter how small, take an immediate step that aligns with your vision. If you want to be a leader, begin speaking with authority, even in casual conversations. Reinforce daily. Repetition is key. Every day, take an action that brings your vision closer to reality. Speak it, embody it, and most importantly, act it. Fear often paralyzes action, but Wattles explains that fear dissolves the moment action is taken. The longer one waits to act on a thought, the more doubt creeps in. Action must be immediate and relentless. Each time you hesitate, your mind reinforces doubt. Each time you act, you reinforce belief. This is why great achievers move quickly, not because they are fearless, but because they understand that momentum is built through consistent action. One of the most powerful techniques in aligning thought and action is acting as if you are already the person you aspire to be. If you see yourself as a successful entrepreneur, begin moving, speaking, and making decisions like one now, not after success arrives. Researching cognitive behavioral psychology confirms that when individuals embody the characteristics of their desired identity, they unconsciously reshape their actions to match that identity. In other words, the mind follows the body, and the body follows the mind. Your thoughts are powerful, but they are meaningless without action. The universe responds not to intention alone, but to intention backed by movement. If you dream of greatness, begin living it now. Because when thought and action move together, reality has no choice but to obey. Everything begins with belief, not just hope, not just desire, but an unshakable conviction in your own ability to rise above limitations and achieve greatness. Wattles emphasizes that self-belief is not optional. It is the foundation upon which all success is built. Why do some people achieve extraordinary things while others remain stuck in mediocrity? The answer is not intelligence, luck, or circumstance, it is self-belief. Those who succeed operate from a core certainty that they are meant for greatness, and this belief fuels their actions until their reality catches up. Neuroscientific research backs this up. Studies show that people who believe in their abilities activate brain regions associated with motivation and goal achievement. The opposite is also true. When doubt takes hold, the brain literally suppresses effort, making success impossible. Doubt is the silent thief of greatness. It does not arrive with force, nor does it announce itself loudly. Instead, it seeps in like a slow-moving fog, clouding the mind, distorting vision, whispering lies so subtly that most never think to question them. You're not good enough. You will fail. You don't deserve success. These thoughts masquerade as truth, but they are nothing more than illusions, programmed fears inherited from the past, shaped by failures, shaped by conditioning. Wattles pulls back the curtain on this deception and makes one thing clear. Doubt is not a permanent state, it is learned, and if it is learned, it can be unlearned. The key? Reprogramming the mind to reject limitation and replace it with certainty. Most people live inside the walls of their past mistakes, carrying them forward as they define who they are, but the truth is, you are not bound by the past unless you choose to be. To break free from doubt, Wattles instructs 3 fundamental shifts. 1. Reject negative labels. Stop seeing yourself as the sum of your past failures. Every moment offers a clean slate, a chance to redefine who you are. 2. Immerse in success thinking. Fill your mind with ideas, words, and influences that reinforce confidence. Read books that elevate your thinking. Listen to voices that strengthen belief. Cut off anything that feeds insecurity. 3. Take bold action in spite of fear. Fear thrives in stillness. The more you wait, the stronger doubt becomes. The moment you act, doubt begins to dissolve. Every small victory reinforces your self-belief until certainty becomes second nature, because belief is not built by waiting, it is built by movement. What you whisper to yourself when no one is listening shapes the course of your life. Every self-defeating thought is a command to the subconscious mind, a quiet acceptance of limitation. Every empowering thought, in contrast, is an act of rebellion against doubt. Wattles teaches that thoughts create reality, and the mind, when left unchecked, will build walls where none exist. The solution is conscious thought selection, choosing deliberately to shift every inner dialogue into one of power. If you feel weak, remind yourself that strength is built, not inherited. If you have failed, see it as refinement, not rejection. If doubt creeps in, drown it in relentless forward motion. Because your mind does not question what is repeated. If you tell it something enough times, it will accept it as truth. Wattles emphasizes that confidence is not merely a state of mind, it is a state of being. The way you carry yourself, the way you speak, the way you move, all of it programs the mind to believe in your power. Modern research confirms that Wattles knew intuitively, the body shapes the mind. Stand tall. Straight posture triggers dominance hormones, increasing confidence while reducing stress. Speak with authority. A firm, measured voice rewires the brain to accept leadership as natural. Move with purpose. Hesitation signals uncertainty. Ownership of space reinforces internal power. Greatness is embodied long before it is externally recognized. Wattles' final lesson is both simple and profound. Life reflects what you believe. If you project hesitation, the world will hesitate to give you opportunity. If you move with certainty, the world will open doors where none existed before. Because in the end, greatness is not something given, it is something taken. At the core of the science of being great lies a fundamental truth. Your thoughts shape your reality. This is not mere philosophy. It is a universal law as unshakable as gravity. Wallace D. Wattles insists that to achieve greatness, one must first master their thoughts. Everything begins in the unseen realm of the mind. Every achievement, every failure, every success, and every obstacle is, at its root, a byproduct of thought. Those who understand and apply this principle take control of their destiny. Those who ignore it remain at the mercy of external forces, unable to break free from mediocrity. The mind operates on 2 levels: the conscious mind, which actively directs thought, and the subconscious mind, which passively absorbs and executes commands without question. Most people knowingly allow their subconscious to be programmed by external influences, social conditioning, fear, past failures, and negative self-talk. Wattles warns that the subconscious mind is a double-edged sword. It will faithfully manifest whatever is repeatedly fed into it, whether positive or negative. If you constantly tell yourself that you are incapable, the conscious mind will accept it as truth and shape your reality accordingly. Conversely, if you consistently affirm your power and potential, the subconscious will work to align your external world with that belief. This is why Wattles urges absolute vigilance over thought. Greatness is not a matter of chance, but of mental discipline. The thoughts you entertain today will become the reality you experience tomorrow. Every action has a cause. Every external result stems from an internal process. Wattles insists that thought is the first cause of everything. Before wealth is accumulated, it must first be conceived mentally. Before confidence is displayed, it must be rehearsed internally. Before success materializes, it must be nurtured within. The common mistake people make is believing that external conditions dictate their thoughts. They wait for success to feel confident, for wealth to feel abundant, or for opportunities to appear before believing in themselves. But Wattles reverses this paradigm. First, think as a great person thinks, then act as a great person acts. Only then will the external world shape itself to match your internal state. This principle explains why two people, given the same circumstances, can produce vastly different results. One person sees obstacles and limitations, another sees opportunities and solutions. The difference is not in the situation, it is in the mindset they bring to the situation. If the mind is the architect of destiny, then controlling thought is the foundation of mastery. Wattles offers practical methods to discipline and direct thought toward greatness. Guard the gates of the mind. Avoid entertaining negative, fearful, or self-limiting beliefs. Every thought carries energy. Choose thoughts that empower you, rather than weaken you. Deliberate mental reprogramming. Spend time each day affirming and visualizing the reality you wish to create. The more vivid the mental picture, the stronger its influence on your subconscious. Repetition and consistency. A single positive thought will not change your life, but repeated, consistent reinforcement of empowering beliefs will rewire the subconscious to accept them as truth. Emotional investment. Thought alone is not enough. It must be felt. Wattles teaches that emotion intensifies thought, making it more potent. Feel the reality of success as if it is already yours. Immediate action. The final and most crucial step. Back thought with immediate and decisive action. Without action, thought remains an idea rather than a force. Wattles compares thought to a magnet, drawing into your life experiences that align with your dominant mental state. If your habitual thoughts dwell in lack, limitation, and fear, you will attract experiences that reinforce those beliefs. If you hold the mindset of abundance, power, and confidence, opportunities and resources will naturally gravitate towards you. This is not wishful thinking. It is an observable law of nature. Studies in psychology support the concept of the reticular activating system, RAS, a part of the brain responsible for filtering information based on what the mind deems important. If you consistently focus on success, your brain will become attuned to finding opportunities that lead to success. The greatest challenge in mastering thought is eliminating mental weakness, self-doubt, hesitation, fear, and victim mentality. Wattles stresses that mental weakness is learned, and therefore can be unlearned through discipline and conscious effort. Stop feeding doubt. Doubt grows in the mind when it is entertained. The moment doubt appears, replace it with a powerful affirmation of certainty. Adopt a no exceptions rule. Commit to never indulging in self-limiting thought, even for a second. A single moment of doubt can spiral into full-blown hesitation. Associate with greatness. Surround yourself with people, books, and experiences that reinforce a mindset of power. The mind is shaped by its environment. Choose your influences wisely. Develop an unbreakable inner standard. The truly great do not waver in their belief, regardless of external results. They hold to their vision with unshakable certainty, knowing that the mind creates before the world reflects. Wattles makes a powerful declaration. You are the sole architect of your life. The world does not shape you, you shape the world through the thoughts you habitually hold. The responsibility of greatness is yours alone. If you wish to rise, you must take full control over your thoughts. No external force can dictate your potential, only the beliefs you accept, and so as you step forward, the challenge is clear. Will you become the master of your thoughts and claim your power, or will you allow the world to dictate your destiny? Because in the end, the mind is either a tool for greatness or a prison of limitation. The choice is yours. And yet, there is something even greater than thought alone, something that fuels it, strengthens it, and turns it into an unstoppable force. Thought may set the course, but without this, it falters, it hesitates, it doubts. There is a force greater than talent, stronger than knowledge, and more powerful than luck. It is unseen, yet it bends the world to its will. It is intangible, yet it builds empires. This force is faith, not mere hope, not simple optimism, but absolute certainty. The unshakable knowing that once you decide, once you commit, once you believe without hesitation, the world must yield. Wattles does not describe faith as a passive belief in a distant possibility. Faith is the knowing, the unshakable conviction that what you seek is already yours. It is the ability to act without hesitation, to move without proof, to trust without needing validation from the outside world. The average person waits for results before believing. The great ones believe first, and because of that belief, the results come. Most people are trapped in backward thinking. They say, "I'll believe in my success once I see it." They wait for conditions to be right, for external signs to confirm what they should have known from the start. But the world does not give success to those who hesitate. It does not reward those who question their own power. It moves for those who command it to move. Faith is not a reaction, it is the cause. To hold faith is to walk as though your vision is already real. It is to speak as though your words have already shaped the future. It is to move forward with the certainty that the outcome is inevitable. This is why the most powerful figures in history have an energy that others cannot ignore. They do not second guess, they do not waver, they do not hesitate. Their faith is so absolute that the world conforms to their belief. The mind obeys what it believes. Modern science proves this. Studies on the placebo effect confirm that when the mind expects a result, the body begins to create it. Research on self-fulfilling prophecies shows that those who believe in their success unknowingly take the actions that make it real. Faith programs the brain to see, create, and attract opportunities that doubt would have blinded it to. Those who have unwavering faith recognize doors that others overlook, move toward paths that others hesitate on, and turn potential into reality while others remain paralyzed. Doubt is the enemy of faith. A single doubt left unchecked spreads like a virus, weakening every thought, every action, every movement toward success. A person who entertains doubt long enough will sabotage their own future without even realizing it. Faith and doubt cannot coexist. One will destroy the other. To eliminate doubt, faith must be made stronger than hesitation. Every moment of uncertainty must be countered with absolute conviction. When fear arises, action must override it. Faith is not something to be tested, it is something to be lived. Those who move with faith do not wait for the perfect conditions. they create them. They do not hope that the future will favor them, they demand it. The difference between those who achieve and those who hesitate is simple. One walks in faith, the other walks in fear. Faith is not just a thought, it is an embodiment. It is not simply something you feel, it is something you project. The way you move, the way you speak, the way you hold yourself, all of it signals to the mind whether you believe in your own power. The world is drawn to those who radiate certainty. When you carry yourself with the energy of someone who knows they will succeed, others respond to it. They listen, they follow. Faith is not developed by waiting, it is developed by doing. The one who moves first, without hesitation, wins. The one who speaks with conviction without seeking approval commands attention. The one who believes in their own power without needing validation becomes unstoppable. Greatness is never given to those who ask timidly. It is given to those who claim it without apology. Faith is the force that bridges the gap between thought and reality. It is the single determining factor between those who rise and those who remain unseen. It is the unseen hand that shapes the future before the world even realizes what's happening. Most people wait. They wait for certainty, for validation, for proof that they are on the right path. But the world does not wait for them, because in the end, faith is not just belief. It is a command. And when you command the universe with certainty, something remarkable happens. You begin to receive. But receiving is not just about taking, it's about recognizing. It is about acknowledging the abundance that already exists, the unseen forces already working in your favor. And this recognition, it has a name. Gratitude. Gratitude is more than politeness or appreciation. It is a powerful force that aligns the mind with success. Wattles teaches that gratitude is a magnet for prosperity, shaping thoughts and emotions in a way that attracts more of what one desires. It is not passive. It is active recognition of the good that surrounds you, reinforcing faith, sharpening vision, and pulling greatness closer. Many live in a state of dissatisfaction, always yearning for more, while overlooking what they already have. Wattles explains that gratitude shifts the focus from lack to abundance, reinforcing the belief that success is already unfolding. When one deeply appreciates their current circumstances, regardless of how imperfect they may be, they send a clear message to the universe: I am ready for more. Gratitude does not mean complacency. It is not about settling for less, but about recognizing the progress already made while eagerly expecting greater things. It is a bridge between the present and the future, a force that ensures one continues moving forward with confidence. Modern psychology supports Wattles' teaching on gratitude. Studies reveal that practicing gratitude lowers stress, improves mental resilience, and enhances decision-making. Successful individuals regularly express gratitude as it helps maintain a clear, abundance-focused mindset. Neuroscience shows that gratitude activates the brain's reward centers, releasing dopamine and serotonin, neurochemicals associated with happiness, motivation, and focus. By practicing gratitude daily, one rewires the brain for success, making positive thinking a natural state rather than a forced effort. Gratitude is not just a passing emotion. It is a discipline, a force that shapes reality. A mind trained in gratitude expects success and acts accordingly. Those who recognize their progress move forward with confidence, knowing that abundance is inevitable. Gratitude builds resilience, turning failure into fuel, hardship into wisdom. It sharpens vision, allowing one to see opportunities hidden to others. The grateful do not hoard, they uplift, knowing that wealth multiplies when shared. Gratitude is the foundation of confidence, creativity, and generosity, aligning thought and action with success. Wattles teaches that gratitude must be a daily practice. Reflect on what you have, and give thanks for what is yet to come, acting as though it is already yours. Speak gratitude aloud. Reinforce it through action, and when challenges arise, search for the lesson they bring. A grateful mind turns obstacles into stepping stones, doubt into certainty, and vision into reality. Those who master it move through life with ease, drawing success not by force but by the sheer power of recognizing it is already on its way. Gratitude fuels the law of attraction. It transforms vague desires into magnetic forces that draw abundance. Wattles emphasizes that gratitude speeds up manifestation by removing mental resistance. Instead of dwelling on what is missing, one aligns their thoughts with appreciation and expectation. Successful individuals do not wait until they have arrived to feel grateful. They feel grateful first, and as a result, their energy, thoughts, and actions naturally bring more success. This is the key distinction between those who struggle and those who thrive. True gratitude is not occasional. It is a lifestyle. It must be felt in every moment, regardless of external conditions. It is easy to be grateful when things go well, but the truly great express gratitude even in adversity, knowing that every situation is shaping them for greater success. Those who live in gratitude see opportunities where others see obstacles. Fulfilled regardless of circumstance, they inspire confidence and attract success effortlessly. Wealth, happiness, and opportunity flow to them, not through struggle, but through their alignment with abundance. Wattles leaves us with this truth: a mind filled with gratitude is a mind primed for success. The question is, will you cultivate gratitude and step into abundance? Or will you dwell in lack and hold yourself back? Because in the end, what you appreciates. To be great, one must think independently. Wattles warns against the danger of blind conformity, urging individuals to trust their own judgment and break free from societal conditioning. Greatness comes not from following the crowd, but from forging one's own path. Most people live their lives according to the thoughts, opinions, and expectations of others. They absorb societal norms without questioning them, allowing external forces to shape their beliefs, decisions, and self-worth. Wattles argues that true success requires intellectual and emotional independence. The greatest thinkers, innovators, and leaders of history all shared one trait: they thought for themselves. They rejected limitations imposed by the world and dared to believe in their own potential. Mental chains are the unseen forces that hold people back from their true potential. Fear of criticism keeps them seeking approval instead of growth. Society conditions them to see limits where none exist. Doubt convinces them they must wait for permission to rise, yet the moment they break these illusions, they realize the only thing ever holding them back was their own belief in the chains. To break free, one must challenge every belief, every limitation, and every assumption imposed by others. Independent thought is not rebellion for the sake of defiance. It is the ability to think critically, make informed decisions, and refuse to be controlled by the opinions of the masses. Wattles asserts that those who achieve greatness do so because they have developed the strength to stand alone in their convictions. Independent thinking begins with the courage to question everything. Blind acceptance leads to limitation, but true wisdom comes from verifying beliefs for yourself. Intuition is a powerful guide, stronger than external noise if you learn to trust it. Creativity thrives outside convention where new ideas disrupt the ordinary and innovation is born. Surround yourself with those who challenge norms and expand your perspective. And above all, move with confidence. Bold action strengthens independent thought. proving that greatness is not granted, it is claimed by those who create their own path. Many let their surroundings shape who they become, surrendering their potential to external approval. But success is not found in pleasing others, it is discovered in fulfilling one's own purpose. Fear of failure is an illusion, a temporary setback disguised as an ending, when in reality, it is fuel for future success. The truly great refuse to be measured by material status or social expectations. Their greatness is defined not by the world's standards, but by the unwavering pursuit of their own vision. The moment you stop seeking approval and start trusting your own mind, you become a force of unstoppable power. Independent thinkers succeed because they trust their own judgment. They are willing to take risks, knowing that every decision, even those that lead to failure, is an opportunity to grow. Wattles emphasizes that self-trust is the foundation of confidence, and confidence is the key to action. Unshakable self-trust is built in the moments of decision, when hesitation is replaced with certainty. Those who trust themselves do not linger in doubt, they move forward, knowing that confidence is not something given but something forged through action. Taking full responsibility for every choice, success or failure strengthens personal power. It is the realization that every outcome, good or bad, is within your control and that no external force holds authority over your path. True self-reliance begins when you stop looking outward for permission and start seeking answers from within. Validation from others is fleeting, but the conviction that comes from trusting your own judgment is unshakable. Mistakes are not failures. They are lessons disguised as setbacks. Those who fear them remain stagnant, but those who embrace them turn every misstep into wisdom, refining their instincts until doubt becomes impossible. All great achievements begin with a single individual who dares to think differently. Throughout history, visionaries have shaped the world not by following trends but by defying expectations and pioneering new ideas. Entrepreneurs create industries by questioning how things have always been done. Scientists discover breakthroughs by challenging accepted theories. Artists redefine culture by rejecting traditional norms. Leaders inspire movements by standing firm in their convictions despite opposition. Your ability to think freely and act boldly is what will determine the extent of your success. The mind, when liberated from external influences, becomes a powerful tool for creation, innovation, and greatness. Your greatness lies in your ability to think freely, act boldly, and trust yourself completely. The question is, will you allow the world to dictate your potential, or will you claim it for yourself? Because in the end, your thoughts are either your prison or your wings. The choice is yours. The true measure of greatness is not intelligence, talent, or luck. It is willpower. Wallace D. Wattles insists that without a strong, disciplined will, success remains an unattainable dream. The will is the force that transforms ideas into reality, turning thoughts into action and dreams into achievements. Willpower is the ability to hold a vision, resist distractions, and persist despite challenges. It is the bridge between thought and reality, the inner force that determines whether a person succeeds or fails. Many people dream of success but falter because they lack the will to do what is necessary. Wattles leaves no room for doubt. A weak will leads to hesitation. A strong will leads to success. Those who lack willpower drift, waiting for motivation to strike, while those with unwavering resolve take action regardless of how they feel. The strength of your will determines whether you stay focused or fall prey to distractions. The easily swayed waste their energy chasing impulses, but those with a disciplined mind remain locked onto their vision, refusing to be pulled off course. Setbacks test the will. The weak see failure as defeat, an excuse to stop. The strong see it as information, a necessary step toward mastery. Their persistence is unshaken because their will is not controlled by circumstance. It is a force of its own, shaping reality to match their determination. Willpower, like a muscle, strengthens with use and atrophies with neglect. Those who master it become unstoppable, while those who surrender to hesitation remain trapped in mediocrity. Decisiveness fuels a strong will. Once a choice is made, there is no looking back. The great do not waver, they commit fully and act with certainty. Excuses have no place in their mind. They take full responsibility for their path, knowing that weakness in thought leads to weakness in action. Comfort is the enemy of strength. Those who seek ease remain stagnant, while those who push beyond their limits develop the discipline required for greatness. Willpower is trained through daily challenges, through completing what is started, through never allowing the mind to retreat into laziness or doubt. A strong will holds its vision steady, unshaken by failure, untouched by fear. The world bends not for those who hesitate, but for those whose resolve is firm, who move forward with unwavering focus, knowing that success is inevitable. The majority of people abandon their dreams at the first sign of resistance. Wattles explains that persistence is what separates the successful from the unsuccessful. Every great individual has faced opposition, failure, and doubt. The difference? They've refused to give up. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. Abraham Lincoln lost multiple elections before becoming one of the greatest US presidents. Oprah Winfrey faced rejection and hardship before becoming a media empire. They all had the will to keep moving forward despite setbacks. If you have the will, nothing can stop you. A weak will is not something you are born with. It is something you have been conditioned to accept, but just as it was learned, it can be unlearned. Indecision is the first weakness to eliminate. Make up your mind and act. The more you hesitate, the more you reinforce doubt. Those who achieve greatness do not wait for certainty, they create it through action. Excuses are the refuge of the weak-willed. Blaming circumstances is easy. Shaping them requires strength. Those with true willpower do not ask if success is possible, they make it inevitable by refusing to accept limitation. Willpower thrives in strong company. The mind conforms to the image you hold of yourself. See yourself as unshakable, and you will be. Move through the world as if you cannot be stopped, and reality will reflect your belief. Faith and willpower go hand in hand. Wattles explains that faith strengthens the will. When you truly believe in your ability to succeed, your willpower increases. The formula for success is simple. Have an unshakable belief in your goal. Develop the will to act despite fear or resistance. Persist until success is achieved. This combination ensures that success is not a matter of luck, but a matter of unrelenting effort and focused action. Everything great that has ever been accomplished began with a decision backed by willpower. The weak-willed remain spectators, while the strong-willed shape the world. The question is, will you cultivate an indomitable will, or will you surrender to the distractions and comforts of mediocrity? Because in the end, your destiny is determined by the strength of your will. Will is the force that carries a man to greatness or leaves him bound to mediocrity. It is not something given to the few and denied to the many. It is something cultivated, something shaped through use and hardened through discipline. Those who falter in life do not lack opportunity. They lack the will to seize it. A weak will is not an inherited trait. It is the result of indecision, hesitation, and a habit of retreating into ease rather than stepping into challenge. Every time a man wavers when he should act, he trains his mind to delay. Every time he makes an excuse for why he has not yet begun, he strengthens his own weakness. The man who indulges in these patterns will soon find himself unable to act at all, bound by his own inaction. But just as weakness is built through habit, so is strength. The man who makes a decision and does not turn back has already set himself apart. He does not wait for certainty, he creates it through movement. He does not ask whether conditions are favorable, he shapes them by his persistence. The strong-willed man does not blame the world for his lack. He sees only what must be done and moves forward through without question. The company a man keeps either sharpens him or dulls him. If he surrounds himself with the weak, he will adopt their habits or hesitation and doubt. But if he walks among the strong, he will absorb their strength, their decisiveness, their unshakable resolve. Willpower grows in the presence of those who wield it. Comfort is the enemy of will. It lulls a man into passivity, softens his mind, and weakens his drive. The man who seeks ease will always be ruled by those who do not. Strength is built in hardship, and he who welcomes difficulty, who disciplines his mind daily, who refuses to shrink from effort, will find his will unbreakable. A man must hold a firm vision of himself as strong, capable, and commanding. If he sees himself as weak, he will act as such. If he sees himself as one who bends the world to his will, he will move with certainty and the world will respond in kind. A weak will comes from an uncertain mind, but a man who knows who he is and where he is going cannot be stopped. And so the mastery of the will is not a mastery. It is a practice, a habit, a law. Every decision either strengthens it or weakens it. Every action moves a man closer to power or further from it. The question is not whether a man has willpower, the question is whether he uses it. Wallace D. Wattles teaches that right action is not just about doing, it is about doing with certainty. Every successful individual moves with the understanding that their desired outcome is inevitable. They act not from doubt, but from a deep-seated belief that what they seek is already theirs. Most people act with hesitation, uncertainty, and fear. Most people act with hesitation, uncertainty, and fear. They take steps toward their goals, but in the back of their minds they question whether success is truly possible. Wattles explains that this wavering mentality weakens action and delays results. True power lies in acting with absolute certainty. To act in the certain way means never second-guessing your actions. Every step must be taken with conviction, moving forward with an unshakable knowing. You must embody the belief that success is already yours, not allowing fear or external obstacles to create hesitation. Those who act in a certain way do not entertain doubt. Modern psychology supports Wattles' principle of certainty shaping success. Studies on self-efficacy reveal that individuals who believe in their ability to achieve a goal are far more likely to succeed than those who question their capabilities. Confidence, when translated into decisive action, creates momentum, and momentum produces results. Acting in the certain way does not mean recklessness. It means being unwavering in your execution, regardless of temporary setbacks. Hesitation is the silent killer of dreams. Wattles warns that those who hesitate are inviting failure because they send mixed signals to the universe. If you doubt your success, your results will reflect that doubt. Hesitation is the habit of the uncertain, and uncertainty is the death of progress. A man who wavers at every decision weakens his own power, allowing doubt to creep in where certainty should reign. The great do not stall over trivial matters. They decide, they act, and they correct course as needed. Each day must begin with conviction. A man must reinforce his belief in his own success, not as a distant hope, but as a certainty. His mind must be trained to expect achievement, so that every action he takes aligns with that expectation. When inspiration strikes, it must be met with immediate action. An idea left untouched fades into nothing, but an idea pursued gains momentum, and momentum is the lifeblood of progress. The weak wait for permission. The strong trust their instincts. They do not seek approval before moving, they act, knowing that validation is not given to those who wait, but to those who create. Obstacles will come, but they are not barriers. They are simply adjustments in direction. The man who sees delays as failure will falter. The man who sees them as part of the process will persist. And it is persistence, not perfection, that separates those who succeed from those who stand still. Wattles emphasizes that action must be in perfect alignment with thought. Many people think positively, but act hesitantly, and as a result, they create conflict in their energy. True success requires acting as if the outcome is already assured. To align thought and action, one must embody success before it arrives. The way a man walks, speaks, and moves reflects the image he holds of himself. If he carries himself with uncertainty, the world will respond in kind. But if he moves with confidence, if he speaks with conviction, if every step is taken with purpose, he conditions both his mind and reality to conform to his vision. Every task, no matter how small, must be approached as though he has already arrived at success. The habits of the successful are not formed after they achieve greatness, they are the very reason they achieve it. A man must act as though he belongs where he seeks to go, shaping his daily actions to reflect the future he is creating. Forward motion must become a law. The weak hesitate, caught in endless cycles of overthinking, waiting for the perfect moment. But the strong choose action over analysis. They know that movement, even imperfect, is always better than stagnation. Success is never granted to those who wait, it is claimed by those who act. It is not enough to act decisively once. It is not enough to act decisively once. The secret to achieving greatness lies in consistent, sustained action. Wattles teaches that those who act intermittently or inconsistently send mixed signals, whereas those who commit fully see results. Consistency is the foundation of mastery. A man who acts only when he feels inspired will never achieve greatness. Success is built in daily execution, in the unwavering commitment to a plan that is followed not when convenient, but without fail. Distraction is the enemy of consistency. Every interruption, every indulgence in meaningless noise weakens the will and scatters focus. To remain on course, a man must strip away the unnecessary, removing anything that does not serve his purpose. The company he keeps will either fortify or weaken his resolve. Those who move with certainty, who operate with discipline, will sharpen him. Those who drift, who waver, who hesitate, will infect him with their doubts. A man must choose his environment wisely, for it will either fuel his progress or pull him back into mediocrity. Routines shape identity. A man becomes what he repeatedly does. Success is not an event but a habit, reinforced through structured action. When discipline is ingrained in his daily life, greatness is not something he chases, it is something he inevitably becomes. Procrastination is the enemy of success. Wattles states that those who delay action are delaying their own success. Every moment spent waiting is a moment wasted. The habit of immediate action separates those who achieve from those who only dream. The mind left unchecked will hesitate, analyze, and create endless reasons to delay. But hesitation is weakness, and weakness is reinforced with every moment of inaction. A man must commit to moving first and thinking later, training himself to act within 5 seconds of a decision. Each day must begin with motion. The first task must propel him forward, setting the tone for momentum rather than passivity. Success is not built in grand gestures. It is the accumulation of small, decisive actions repeated until they create unstoppable force. Overthinking is the enemy of execution. A man must trust in his ability to adjust as he moves, knowing that forward motion will always outpace perfect planning. No empire was built by those who waited for certainty. The path to greatness is not revealed before action, it is created by action. Wattles warns against falling into the trap of acting in competition rather than creation. Many people operate from a scarcity mindset, believing that they must fight for limited opportunities. The truth is that opportunities expand for those who act in the spirit of creation. To act as a creator is to step beyond scarcity, beyond limitation, beyond the small-minded belief that success is something to be taken rather than generated. A true creator does not wait for opportunities, he creates them. He does not seek to extract from the world, but to add to it, knowing that value given is value returned. The weak dwell on problems, complaining, analyzing, and remaining stuck in what is wrong. The creator moves beyond this. He does not waste time lamenting obstacles. He builds solutions. His mind is trained to see challenges not as barriers but as stepping stones, each one refining him, sharpening him, pushing him toward greater strength. A man with a creator's mindset does not fear competition, nor does he believe in lack. He understands that the world is abundant, that there is room for all to rise, and that success is not taken from another, it is earned through creation. The creator sees possibility where others see limitation, and in doing so, he shapes the world rather than being shaped by it. Wattles makes it clear, those who act with hesitation and doubt will struggle, while those who act with certainty will thrive. The question is, will you continue waiting for the perfect moment? Or will you step forward with the certainty that success is already yours? Because in the end, your future is determined by your ability to act in the certain way. Wallace D. Wattles teaches that greatness is not something you acquire, it is something you awaken within yourself. True power does not come from external sources, but from an inner alignment with the universal intelligence that governs all creation. When an individual becomes one with power, they move through life with confidence, authority, and an unshakable certainty that they are destined for success. Most people believe power is something external, money, status, connections, but Wattles explains that power is a state of mind. It is the ability to align thought with action, confidence with execution, and faith with certainty. To become one with power, you must first see yourself as powerful, not as someone who is waiting, striving, or hoping, but as someone who already possesses the force to shape his reality. The weak wait for permission. The strong know that permission is never given, it is taken. Power cannot exist where weakness is entertained. Doubt is a parasite that feeds on hesitation, eroding the will and breaking the connection between thought and action. A man must eliminate all traces of uncertainty, refusing to let fear dictate his movement. Faith is the channel through which power flows. A man who trusts fully in his success moves with certainty, and the world bends to that certainty. Power does not come to those who question their worthiness, it belongs to those who act as if success is inevitable, because for them, it is. Wattles asserts that the universe operates by exact principles, and when an individual aligns their thoughts and actions with these principles, they become unstoppable. This is not about manipulation or force, it is about moving in harmony with the laws that govern success. To align with power, think only in terms of success and greatness. Any thought of failure weakens your connection to power. Act with unwavering certainty. A powerful person does not hesitate, they move with precision and conviction. Trust that everything is unfolding in your favor. When you believe in your power, the universe responds accordingly. Wattles teaches that your dominant mental state determines your results. The truly great do not entertain thoughts of failure, fear, or lack. They hold an absolute mental picture of their success and refuse to see anything else. To develop a powerful mind, you must first clear the path for power to flow. Doubt, distraction, and negativity are nothing but mental clutter, weights that slow the mind and weaken its force. A mind that entertains weakness cannot produce strength. What you allow to occupy your thoughts will either build you up or tear you down. Choose carefully. A mind divided cannot create. Power belongs to those who hold a singular, unshakable vision so clear, so defined that reality has no choice but to conform. Those who drift, who let their goals remain vague, who entertain conflicting desires, dilute their own power. But the man who fixes his mind on one outcome, who sees it as already his, draws it to him with an unstoppable force. The environment in which a mind is shaped determines its strength. Surround yourself only with power. Read the words of great minds. Listen to those who speak with certainty. Engage only in ideas that reinforce belief. Power does not thrive in the presence of doubt. It expands in the company of strength. A person who is one with power moves through life with a distinct presence. They are calm, assured, and deliberate in everything they do. They do not rush, yet they waste no time. They do not seek validation, yet they command respect. A powerful individual moves through the world as if it bends to his will, because it does. His presence alone commands attention, not through force, but through certainty. When he speaks, there is no hesitation. His words do not seek approval, they declare. He does not dilute his thoughts with uncertainty or apology. What he says, he believes. And because he believes, others do too. His movements mirror his mind. He does not wander, shrink, or hesitate. He walks with purpose, with the quiet but undeniable confidence of a man who knows where he is going. Decisions are made swiftly and with conviction. He does not linger in uncertainty, questioning himself, waiting for conditions to be perfect. He decides, he acts, and he corrects course only if necessary. The weak hesitate, but the powerful understand that movement creates clarity, while inaction breeds doubt. No storm unsettles him, no failure weakens him, no opinion sways him. Circumstances do not shape him, he shapes circumstances. Where others react, he remains steady, knowing that power is not found in controlling the outside world, but in mastering the inner one. Power is not something given. It is something cultivated, something sustained. Many experience fleeting moments of strength, moments where they move decisively, think clearly, and act with purpose, but few hold on to it. Power leaks. Indecision is the first crack. Every time a man second-guesses himself, he fractures his own foundation. Power does not linger in a mind that questions its own ability. To hesitate is to weaken. To act is to reinforce. Approval-seeking is another leak, subtle but destructive. A man who looks outward for validation hands his power to others, allowing their opinions to dictate his course. True power is self-sustained. It is not borrowed. It does not beg to be acknowledged. It commands respect simply by existing. Energy is finite, and the weak scatter theirs on the trivial. They are consumed by distractions, by meaningless tasks, by anything that feels like movement but leads nowhere. The powerful focus. They eliminate the unnecessary, giving attention only to what fuels their ascent. And then there is fear, the most insidious leak of all. Fear clouds judgment, slows action, and builds walls where none exist. Power cannot coexist with fear. The moment doubt is entertained, power begins to wither. But the moment fear is cast aside, momentum is restored, and power flows freely once more. Those who master power guard it fiercely. They do not allow it to slip through the cracks of hesitation, validation seeking, distraction, or fear. They hold it steady, unwavering, unshaken until it is no longer fleeting but permanent. To fully embody power, you must shape your days with intention, conditioning your mind and actions until strength becomes second nature. Power is not something you stumble upon, it is something you build, reinforce, and protect. Each morning must begin with certainty. Before the world has a chance to impose its doubts and distractions, you must set your own tone, stepping into the day with absolute confidence, unshaken by anything external. Your vision must be unwavering. See yourself as powerful, moving with clarity, decisiveness, and success. This is not daydreaming, it is alignment, training the mind to expect the reality you are creating. Doubt cannot be tolerated. The moment hesitation enters, it must be crushed. Failure exists only where belief falters. A powerful mind does not entertain defeat, it rewrites it as progress. Action must be immediate and bold. A man strengthens his will through daily movement, not through passive waiting, not through over-analyzing, but by stepping forward without hesitation. Power is not held by those who delay, it belongs to those who move. And power must be present in all that you do. Your words must carry conviction. Your presence must command attention. Your every interaction must reflect certainty. The world does not question those who do not question themselves. To be powerful is to act, think, and move as if power already belongs to you, because once you do, it does. Wattles leaves no room for smallness. He teaches that power is your natural state. You simply need to claim it. Those who become one with power move through life as creators, leaders, and forces of nature. The question is, will you continue to doubt your greatness, or will you step into the full force of your power? Because in the end, those who become one with power shape the world, while those who hesitate are shaped by it. Imagine for a moment that you are standing at the edge of an ancient river. The waters rush forward, carving deep into the earth, shaping valleys and landscapes, always moving, never stagnant. The river has one purpose: to advance. It never flows backward. It never resists. It simply moves forward, steadily, inevitably, with a quiet and unstoppable power. This is the force of evolution, a force far greater than we often realize. Not just the evolution of species, but just the slow march of time, but the evolution of thought, of being, of the very essence of who you are. Wallace D. Wattles unveils a truth so profound, so deeply embedded in the nature of reality, that once understood it changes everything. Life is always moving upward, and you are meant to rise with it. But here's the question: are you flowing with it, or are you resisting it? Consider the stars above, each one a burning testament to progress, each born from the dust of collapsed giants, forging new light, new energy, new possibilities. Life itself follows this same pattern. It is not stagnant. It is not random. It is not meaningless. Everything is progressing, expanding, evolving towards something greater. And that same force that pushes the galaxies outward, that carves rivers through mountains, is working through you. Your mind, your thoughts, your very spirit. All of it is part of this great unfolding. But most people don't realize this. Most people fight against it. They let doubt hold them back. They let fear paralyze them. They believe the old lie that struggle and suffering are the only paths to progress. But that is not how evolution works. There is something guiding all of this. Wattles calls it a higher intelligence, a force that moves through every living thing, ensuring that all of life advances toward higher and higher states of existence. It's the same intelligence that pushes a seed to become a towering tree, that turns a caterpillar into a butterfly, that lifts humanity from primitive survival to the age of towering civilizations and great minds. And it is within you. The moment you align yourself with this force, the moment you stop resisting, stop doubting, and start flowing with the natural progression of life, you will feel it. A deep, powerful energy lifting you higher. This is why greatness is not reserved for the chosen few. It is available to anyone who understands this principle. But there is a secret here, a truth hidden beneath the noise of the world, waiting for you to discover it. You are not evolving because of struggle. You are not growing because you fight harder than others. No. You evolve because of your thoughts. Wattles reveals a principle that few ever grasp. Right thinking is the key to human evolution. The way you think, the ideas you embrace, the beliefs you hold, these shape your destiny far more than effort alone. A person who understands this can achieve greatness with ease, while another who battles against life, who sees struggle as their only means of progress, will forever feel like they are climbing an impossible mountain. Look around at the world. Do you see how many people are stuck? How many are fighting against their own nature? How many believe that life is cruel, that growth comes only from pain, that success is for the lucky few? These are the ones who resist the flow. They believe that power comes from dominance, that success is about crushing competition, that evolution is about struggle. But evolution does not reward conflict, it rewards alignment. A tree does not fight to grow, it simply follows the light. The ocean does not force its waves, it simply moves with the pull of the moon. And you? You were not meant to struggle endlessly. You were meant to flow with the current of greatness. Here is where most fail. They believe in what they see, not in what they know to be true. Wattles makes it clear, you must have faith in the upward movement of life. Doubt is an anchor. It weighs you down, holds you in place, makes you question whether you are meant for something more. But faith? Faith is the sail that catches the wind. Faith lifts you. It aligns you with the grand unfolding of evolution itself. And what happens when you finally let go of resistance? What happens when you truly trust in this forward motion? Greatness becomes inevitable. You are not a stagnant being. You are not here to remain the same, to repeat the past, to stay trapped in cycles of limitation. You are meant to evolve, in mind, in soul, in purpose, and the path is simple. Stop resisting the natural progression of life. Align your thoughts with the higher intelligence that moves all things forward. Have faith in the process. Understand that struggle is not the path. Growth is. When you embrace this, when you let the river carry you instead of fighting the current, you will feel it, an energy rising within you. The same force that moves the stars, that shapes the world, that transforms the smallest of creatures into something greater. It is guiding you. And if you trust it, if you let it move through you, there is only one place you will go: upward. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine yourself standing on the tallest mountain. From here, you can see everything. The cities below, the rivers carving their paths through the land, the endless movement of people, each one caught in their own journey. Some are climbing, reaching, striving for something greater. Others are stuck, weighed down by unseen forces, fear, resentment, a belief that the world is against them. And then there are the few, the rare ones who walk with certainty, with quiet confidence. They are not burdened by competition, nor do they fight against others to reach the top. They move with power, yet with peace. They understand something that most do not. True greatness is not found in taking, but in giving. Many people believe life is a battle, that the world is divided into winners and losers, that to rise others must fall. But this is an illusion, a deception created by small minds who cannot see beyond their own desires. Wattles reveals that there is no separation, not truly. The success of one does not require the failure of another. In fact, the more you lift others, the higher you yourself will rise. Think of the ocean. Does one wave fight against another? No. They rise together, each one carrying the next higher and higher. This is how greatness works. It is not about you alone, it is about what you contribute. It is about the impact you leave, the energy you bring into the world, because the greatest secret of power is this: it is not in taking, it is in giving. The world often measures greatness in possessions, titles, achievements, but this is not real power. Real power is in your ability to serve, to contribute something of true value to others. Look at history. The names we remember, those who shaped the course of civilization, were not those who merely took from the world, they were those who gave something that lasted beyond themselves. Leonardo da Vinci gave knowledge. Einstein gave understanding. The greatest minds, the greatest leaders, the greatest souls, they did not take, they gave. And in doing so, they became immortal. The moment you shift your mindset from what can I gain to what can I give, your entire world begins to change. Suddenly, you are no longer caught in petty struggles. You are no longer competing for scraps. Instead, you step into a higher realm, one where success is inevitable because you are no longer working against life, you are working with it. This is the social point of view Wattles speaks of. It is the understanding that your power does not come from taking. It does not come from standing above others. It comes from lifting them up. Think of a flame. When it spreads, does it lose its strength? No. It grows, becoming larger, more powerful. This is how success works. The more you give, the more you create. The more you contribute, the larger your own power becomes. Because in the grand design of life, nothing is truly separate. You are not an isolated being struggling against the world. You are part of something greater, something infinite. And when you act from that awareness, you unlock a force that most people never tap into. Look at those who struggle, who never seem to break free from mediocrity. What do they have in common? They are trapped in selfishness. They take without giving. They hoard without sharing. They demand without offering. And so the world does not reward them, because the energy they put out is one of scarcity, of limitation, of fear. But those who rise, they do the opposite. They create, they contribute, they understand that their wealth, their success, their greatness is not separate from others, it is connected to them. So where do you stand? Are you someone who is trying to take, to climb, to force your way to the top? Or are you someone who understands the deeper truth that greatness is about giving, that power flows to those who contribute, that life itself rewards those who enrich the world? If you truly grasp this, if you feel it deep in your bones, then everything changes. You no longer fear competition. You no longer feel threatened by others. You no longer fight for scraps because you realize you are a creator, and creation is limitless. The greatest power in the universe is not force, it is not control, it is not dominance, it is the power of contribution. When you shift from selfish ambition to selfless service, you unlock a force greater than anything you have ever known, and the world begins to move for you. Because life does not reward those who take. It rewards those who give. So give your best. Give your knowledge. Give your value, and watch as the universe itself lifts you higher than you ever dreamed possible. For those who give, the path unfolds. It is as if the world reveals itself to them, offering doors where others see only walls. They do not wait for permission, nor do they hesitate before stepping forward. They know that the true key to power is not found in what they hoard, but in what they become. Picture yourself walking through an ancient temple. The walls are lined with symbols, carved deep into the stone. Messages from those who came before, those who understood something profound about the nature of life. The air is thick with meaning, as if this place holds a secret waiting to be unraveled. And at the center of it all, you find a single door. The door is heavy, solid, unyielding. Many have tried to pass through, but few ever do. Most spend their lives waiting for someone to open it for them, waiting for a sign, waiting for permission. But what if I told you, the key has been in your hands all along? This is the truth hidden within chapter 15 of The Science of Being Great. The door does not open for those who beg. It does not open for those who wait. It only opens for those who claim their right to pass through. Most people walk through life as if they are waiting for something outside of them to change before they can move forward. They wait for the economy to improve. They wait for someone to recognize their... Most people walk through life as if they are waiting for something outside of them to change before they can move forward. They wait for the economy to improve. They wait for someone to recognize their potential. They wait for the perfect moment, the perfect opportunity, the perfect plan. And so, they remain stuck. Wattles exposes this for what it truly is, a failure to see one's own power. Because the moment you believe that something outside of you determines your future, you have already surrendered control. You have placed your destiny in the hands of luck, of circumstance, of the shifting tides of the world. But those who are truly great, they do not wait, they do not beg, they declare. Here is where everything changes. The instant you stop looking outward for validation, for permission, for proof, and instead look inward toward the force that has been there all along, you awaken something unstoppable. Because power is not something given, it is something claimed. Society trains people to think like pawns, to play small, to believe that success belongs only to those who have been chosen. But this is a lie. Wattles makes it clear. Every individual is as powerful as they allow themselves to be. The ones who rise are not always the smartest. They are not always the most talented. They are simply the ones who understand that greatness is their birthright, and so they take it. Not through arrogance, not through force, but through the quiet, unshakable certainty that they are meant for more. There is a trap so many fall into. A trap so subtle, they don't even realize they are caught in it. It is the need for permission. They wait for others to confirm that their dreams are valid. They hesitate until someone else tells them it's possible. They dim their own light, fearing they will shine too brightly. And in doing so, they become prisoners of the opinions of others. But those who understand the individual point of view, the secret of true power, do not seek approval. They do not ask, "Am I allowed to be great?" They decide, "I am." Everything changes the moment you take ownership of your reality, your mind, your choices, your success, your future. Because nothing is coming to save you. Not luck, not fate, not someone swooping in to recognize your worth. You were born great. But the only way to make the greatness real is to step forward and own it. Not tomorrow, not next year, now. And so, we return to the door. The heavy, immovable door that so many have stood before, waiting, hoping, believing that someday it might open. But you are different. Because you no longer wait. You no longer ask. You no longer doubt. You reach forward without hesitation, without fear, and push. The door does not resist. It never did. It was never locked. It was only ever waiting for you to realize. It was always yours to open.